What's up guys, Max here and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to do the unboxing and the first setup of a card that I'm pretty sure it will be very popular in the high performance 1080p gaming and as well with older title in QHD, so 1440p. After the unboxing I'm going to show you how to update the BIOS, since AMD just released a newer version, an improved version, to be able to compete with the RTX 2060. And then I'm going to overclock the card and see how much we can push it. So, let's get started. Since you already know that I hate unboxing, this will be very quick. Inside we have a sticker, a card, well, useless thing, and finally our monster. So we have the card, nothing else, so we can just push it aside. And here we are. Why I chose this specific model? This is the higher end model for Powercolor, the Red Devil. Is a 2.5 slot. I'm not particularly a fan of the 2.5 slot, since sometimes you have difficulty to fit all the components, but I like the idea of having extra cooling. As you can see, we have a neat pipe, a big one, separate in two zones, so there's a neat pipe with a heatsink for each fan, and well, there's a 6-pin additional connector that the normal version doesn't have it. I'm not sure if we have more power limit, if we have more overclocking capabilities, but it's something that we will find out. Another very interesting thing and very important thing that I liked in GPU, as if it were like in the old motherboard, is the BIOS switch. With the BIOS switch in this specific card is like one is overclocked, one is silent. Well, in my case it would be useful if I want to test a custom BIOS, because since some of this card you cannot overclock it to the maximum straight away, you need to modify power table or even the BIOS, so it's good to have a switch. So if something goes wrong, you can always switch the BIOS, restart and fix it. This is metal, so this is a metal plate as well. Here is everything is metal, is very solid. I don't know guys, but I really like to have in my hands something that you can feel the quality of the materials. Well, the card at the end will go in a system and you can forget about it, but it's nice to have the feeling that you have something built strong in your system. But I'm already talking too much. Let's get straight to the point and see what this little beast can do. Once you are up and running, the first thing to do is to download and install the latest AMD drivers. And then I suggest you to download as well GPU Z and see if you have actually the latest version or not. How you can do it? Just check if the frequency is at 1500. If it's 1500, is the old version, because it should be 1750. So in this case I have the old version and I'm going to show you how to upgrade the BIOS to the latest one. If you go to the manufacturer website, you will see that everybody is releasing the improved version of the BIOS. You just click, and in this case they will provide you a guide of how to do it. In this case I saw that is a DOS procedure, and if you are not comfortable to make a boot disk in DOS and do the update their way, I can suggest you another way that is easier. If you do it correctly, is perfectly safe. I will put the link in the description below of the Windows version to flash the BIOS. With this one you can flash the card in Windows. You just need to do some things that are very important but very easy. So, Windows key, device manager. This is a very important step. Go to the display adapter and check disable. Now at this point the screen will do funny things, but don't worry, it will get back with funny colors, but it will get back. Now that the card is disabled, and make sure it is disabled, you have here the software to flash the card. I didn't tell you before, but you have to go to the website, to the manufacturer website, and download the latest version of the BIOS, and you can put it in your desktop. So you can do load image, in this case Red Devil, those file. You have two ROM. With this specific model we have two, because I have the silent switch and the OC switch. Probably if you buy another card that doesn't have the switch, you will have only one, and it will be easier. So let's start with the first, and then the process to do the second BIOS is exactly the same. So I will select the OC.ROM, open. If everything is correct, you will see something like this. So with the same CSC and no error message. If you wrongly select a different file, something that is not compatible, the software will tell you, like a warning, this BIOS is not compatible, and so on. So check, and if you have error message, don't check the download and download the right one. So now you have everything in place to do the upgrade, and click program. This is something that takes seconds. As you can see, it's very quick. Okay, your VBIOS was programmed successfully. Click OK. You have to reboot the system. Click yes. When you update the BIOS with this way, sometimes you have to reinstall the graphics driver. So when you download the graphics driver, put it in a place that you can use it later. Alright, here we are again. In this case, when we flash a new BIOS, the system doesn't recognize the card, but don't worry. At this point, you just reinstall the drivers that you just installed before. You have to reinstall it again. Okay, now at this point, I suggest you to go to additional option and do a factory reset. This may take several minutes. Okay, now that we have reinstalled the drivers, check again the GPU Z, and now we will see that we have an increased memory frequency and an increased boost clock. In the next month probably the card will be shipped with this BIOS, but you know, it's worth checking since the improvement is around 10% of the performance. Now that we correctly installed the new BIOS, we can see how this card can overclock. One software that I recommend you to use, at least for a pre-testing, is OCCT. OCCT can do both CPU and GPU. So you go here, 3D, you put a resolution that is good for your monitor, let's say 1080p. In my case I have a 4K display, but well, you can choose a lower resolution just to make it fit in your display, but I suggest you to use the highest available, or the highest that you can comfortably see in your display. So 1080p, no FPS limit, change the shader complexity to the maximum, so 8, error detection, very important, and let's run it. You can give them a donation as well if you want, if you find this tool very useful for you. As well, you can use it for your CPU. So play and put it in a way that you can operate with the Adrenalin software to actually overclock the card. As you can see now we have 0 errors, so well, we are at default, the new default, so it's normal. As well, you can monitor the temp of the card and other things. Now you go here, Radeon software. This is big, but we can make it smaller. Now you go into the performance tab, tuning, I accept, and you go manual. First thing to do is to check the power tuning to set the slider to the maximum, 20% increase of the power limit. Honestly, I was thinking more, since this is the version with this additional 6-pin connector, but this is something that probably I can override with a BIOS editor, but I will make a separate video about it. So you push the power limit, and sometimes you check if you have errors or not. This is very important. Okay. The first thing usually I do to overclock a card is to leave the GPU core at default and start with the memories. Usually are the memories that are more tricky to overclock. Here you can go in percentage, so from 0 to 6%, which is nothing, and I'm pretty sure that we can unlock it. And well, you go to advanced control, you just change from percentage to the actual frequency, and you have the slider up to 1860. So I suggest you, if you don't know how the card will react, just go in baby step. You can go actually like 50 MHz first, apply changes, and then switch back to OCCT and wait. Usually you can wait a couple of minutes just to make sure to don't crash the system during the overclock. You have to restart and set all the windows again. So baby steps. Now I know this card because I already did that, and I know the limits, which are at maximum. I can push the memory until the end of the slider, apply changes, and I can leave it. It won't give me errors, so I can really push this card to the maximum that the software allows me. And it doesn't mean necessarily that it's the maximum that the card can reach, because I'm pretty sure if I can edit the BIOS and refresh the card with another BIOS version, I'm pretty sure that the card can give much more than this. But I will do a separate video about that, and you will see the result. Once you have found the maximum memory frequency, I suggest you to disable the memory overclocking, so you bring it back to stock, and now start the GPU tuning. So memory at stock, you run the test in the background, and you enable the GPU tuning with advanced control. Why the advanced control? The advanced control is very handy because you can change the clock frequency, and at the same time you can change the voltage. So remember, if you are stable with a lower voltage, it means lower temperature. So it's always preferred to find a balance between temperature and overclock. So now you just move the slider to the end like this with the suggested voltage. You apply changes. Well, in my case, I can push all the way the clock to the maximum, and now I can work on the voltage. But this is something that takes time, so the best thing to do is like you go down a bit, you apply the change, you wait 5 minutes, and you will do it again until you find errors. If you find errors, just go 1, 2, or even 3 steps above to be 100% sure that the overclock is stable. And once you find a stable voltage in the core, you go back to the memory and you can go back to the previous overclock. Again, I'm not a big fan of overclocked GPU, especially when you do online gaming, since sometimes you may have crash, and if you're playing online, well, it's not a good experience. So always try to find a good overclock, but set it way below the stable limit, just to make sure 100% is safe. Alright guys, this is all for today, and I will start right now doing some test and benchmark and other method of overclocking of this card, and you can expect a full and detailed review by mid next week. Now, if you have any question, write a comment down below or join my Discord server, and as always, if you like this video, hit the like button and click subscribe if you want to see more, and see you in the next one.